Heavy-hearted and alone, Henry trudged up the familiar path to the cemetery, his steps echoing with the sound of crunching leaves beneath him. It had been only a short time since his beloved wife had passed away, leaving him with an emptiness he couldn't fill. No comfort. No peace. Just memories and a grave. He stood by her stone, seeking solace in silence. But then on his walk back, he saw a woman with children, tired, worn, and desperate for help. He thought he was the only one suffering. But life had a lesson for him. Before we continue, share where you're tuning in from and subscribe if you believe kindness can change a life. Henry walked slowly along the path to the cemetery. His feet shuffled through the fallen leaves, each step heavy with sorrow. It had been only a few months since his wife passed away. Her absence left a deep emptiness in his life. Every day he visited her grave, hoping to feel a connection. But each visit brought more loneliness. Henry spent most of his days in silence. He avoided friends and family, preferring the quiet of his own thoughts. He often sat in his small, tidy house, surrounded by reminders of his wife. Her favorite chair, her cooking books, and her knitting needles were all still there. They were untouched, as if waiting for her return. On a cold afternoon, Henry decided to walk to the grocery store. The sky was gray and the wind was sharp. It cut through his coat, making him shiver. He pulled his scarf tighter around his neck and continued on his way. His plan was simple: buy bread and milk, then return home. As he approached the small grocery store, Henry noticed a woman standing outside. She was holding a baby and 4 other children stood close by. The woman looked tired and worried. Her clothes were worn and the children were huddled together for warmth. Henry paused, uncertain. He felt a pull to keep walking, to focus on his own problems. But something in the woman's eyes stopped him. The woman was Lily. She was a single mother, struggling to care for her 5 children. Life had been hard for her and the small town offered little help. She was outside the store, hesitantly asking passers-by for help. It was difficult for her to do this. Her pride and her need fought within her, but her children needed food. Henry watched as Lily approached another shopper, a man who shook his head and walked away. Her shoulders sagged and she turned back to her children. The baby in her arms whimpered and she gently rocked him. Henry felt a pang of sympathy. He knew what it was like to feel alone and helpless. For a moment, Henry hesitated. He thought about his own struggles, the grief that weighed him down every day. He wondered if he had anything to offer this woman. But as he watched Lily with her children, something shifted inside him. He recognized a shared struggle, a silent understanding of loss and need. Henry took a deep breath and approached Lily. He didn't know what to say, but he felt he had to try. As he got closer, Lily looked up. Her eyes met his and he saw both fear and hope in them. He nodded slightly, acknowledging her situation. Lily seemed surprised by his approach. She was used to people ignoring her, looking past her as if she were invisible. But Henry stopped, and that simple act of stopping meant a lot. She saw kindness in his eyes, something she rarely saw in strangers. Henry reached into his pocket and pulled out his wallet. He didn't have much, just enough for his simple purchases. But he felt a need to share what he had. He handed Lily a few bills, hoping they would help in some small way. Lily hesitated, looking at the money in Henry's hand. She didn't want charity, but she needed help. Her children needed help. She glanced at her kids, who were watching the exchange with wide eyes. Slowly, she reached out and took the money. Her voice was soft as she thanked him. Henry nodded, feeling a mix of emotions. He felt a small sense of relief, knowing he had done something kind. Yet, he also felt a greater sense of purpose. He realized he was not alone in his suffering. Others around him were struggling too. As he turned to leave, Henry glanced back at Lily and her children. They were already heading into the store, the children's faces showing a glimmer of excitement. He hoped they would find what they needed. He hoped his small gesture made a difference. Walking home, Henry thought about the encounter. It stayed with him, a bright spot in his otherwise dreary day. For the first time in months, he felt a connection to the world around him. He realized that helping Lily had also helped him. It gave him a sense of belonging, a sense of being part of something larger than himself. The image of Lily and her children lingered in his mind. He wondered about their lives, their struggles, and their dreams. He thought about his wife and how she always wanted to help others. She would have been proud of him today. Henry decided he would visit the grocery store again soon. He wanted to see if Lily was there. He wanted to know if she and her children were okay. He felt a strange sense of responsibility, a desire to do more. As he opened the door to his home, Henry felt a slight warmth in his heart. The house was still quiet and empty, but his spirit was a little lighter. He realized that even in his grief, he could find moments of meaning. He could still make a difference. That night, Henry sat in his wife's favorite chair. He looked around the room at the memories captured in photos and objects. He felt her presence, not as a source of pain, but as a guiding light. He closed his eyes and whispered a silent promise. He would honor her memory by reaching out, by connecting with others, by offering kindness when he could. The encounter with Lily was just the beginning. It opened a door to new possibilities, new connections. For now, she was content, knowing she was not alone. Emma drifted off to sleep, her worries easing. She dreamed of a classroom filled with children eager to learn. She imagined herself at the front, teaching and guiding them. It was a dream she had never dared to pursue until now. Willow Creek might be the place where dreams could come true. Henry understood that life was still moving forward and he needed to move with it. He was not alone in his journey. Together with people like Lily, he could find hope and healing. Lily sat at the small kitchen table watching her children eat the bread and apples she had bought. The room was quiet except for the soft sounds of chewing and the occasional whisper between the kids. The food was simple, but to Lily it was a small victory. Thanks to Henry's kindness, her children would not go to bed hungry tonight. She leaned back in her chair, feeling a mix of relief and worry. Life had not been easy for Lily. She had grown up in a different town, in a different life. Things had been better then. She had a home, a husband, and dreams for her family. But everything changed when her husband left. He walked out one day and never came back, leaving her to raise 5 children on her own. After he left, Lily tried to hold everything together. She worked long hours at a local store, but the pay was never enough. The bills piled up and soon they lost their home. With nowhere else to go, Lily and her children ended up in this small town. She hoped for a fresh start, but the challenges followed her. The town was small and quiet, but not always welcoming. People noticed newcomers, especially a woman with so many children. Whispers followed her, and she often felt judged. The rental house they lived in was old and drafty. The roof leaked and the windows rattled in the wind. But it was a roof over their heads, and for that Lily was grateful. Her biggest fear was losing her children. Without a stable job or a proper home, she worried that someone might report her situation to the authorities. The thought kept her awake at night. She did everything she could to keep her family together, but the fear was always there, lurking in the shadows. Lily's oldest child, Ben, was 14. He was a quiet boy, thoughtful and kind. He often helped with his younger siblings, taking on responsibilities beyond his age. Ben understood their situation better than the others. He knew his mom was doing her best, and he tried to ease her burden whenever he could. The other children were younger, each with their own personalities. Sarah was 12, a bright and curious girl who loved to read. She often borrowed books from the library, losing herself in stories that took her far from their struggles. Michael was 10, full of energy and always asking questions. He wanted to know how everything worked, from door handles to the stars. The twins, Emma and Jake, were 7. They were inseparable, always playing games and inventing adventures. Their laughter was infectious, bringing light to even the darkest days. And then there was the baby, Lucy, just a year old. Her laughter was a reminder of innocence and hope. As Lily watched her children, her thoughts drifted back to Henry. His help had been unexpected, a small act of kindness that had a big impact. She wondered what his life was like, what stories he carried. She hoped to see him again, to thank him properly. Meanwhile, Henry was at home, thinking about Lily and her children. He remembered their faces, the way they looked at him with hope and gratitude. He thought about his wife, about how she would have wanted him to reach out to help others. The memory of her smile gave him strength. Henry knew he couldn't solve all of Lily's problems, but he wanted to do what he could. He thought about the empty rooms in his house, the space that once felt like a burden now seemed like an opportunity. He could offer Lily and her children a place to stay, at least for a little while. It was a big step, but one that felt right. The next day, Henry returned to the grocery store, hoping to see Lily again. He walked slowly, his heart beating fast with both excitement and nervousness. When he arrived, he looked around, scanning the faces of the people coming and going. Lily was there, standing outside the store with Ben. She was holding Lucy, and the other children were nearby. When she saw Henry approach, her face brightened with recognition. She offered him a small smile, a gesture of gratitude. Henry stopped in front of her, feeling a little awkward. He wasn't used to reaching out to people, but Lily's situation had touched him deeply. He took a deep breath and spoke. He offered her a place to stay, explaining that he had room in his house and that he wanted to help. Lily was taken aback by his offer. She didn't know what to say at first. She felt a mix of hope and caution. Accepting help was not easy for her. She had learned to rely on herself, to be strong for her children. But she also knew this was an opportunity she couldn't ignore. Ben, standing beside his mother, looked at Henry with curiosity. He sensed the sincerity in Henry's voice and turned to his mom with a silent nod of encouragement. The other children, sensing a change, watched quietly, waiting for Lily's decision. Lily thought about the cold nights in their drafty house, the uncertainty that hung over them like a cloud. She thought about her children's smiles, their need for stability and safety. With a deep breath, she accepted Henry's offer, her voice barely more than a whisper. Henry felt a wave of relief wash over him. He knew it was the right thing to do. He promised Lily that she and her children would be welcome in his home no matter how long they needed to stay. He wanted to assure her that she was not alone. As they walked back to Henry's house, a sense of hope filled the air. Lily felt a burden lift from her shoulders, knowing that help was not just a dream but a reality. Her children sensed the change, their steps lighter, their faces brighter. Henry and Lily walked side by side, two strangers brought together by circumstance. They both carried their own stories of loss and struggle, but now they shared a new chapter, one that held the promise of healing and connection. As they arrived at Henry's home, the children explored their new surroundings with excitement. The rooms were filled with warmth, the kind that only comes from kindness and compassion. Lily felt a sense of peace, a feeling she hadn't experienced in a long time. Henry watched the children with a smile, their laughter filling the house with life. For the first time since his wife's passing, he felt a sense of purpose. He knew there would be challenges ahead, but he also knew they would face them together. In that moment, as the sun set outside, Henry and Lily stood in the warmth of the home, united by a shared journey and a newfound hope. Lily and her children settled into Henry's home. The first night was quiet. The children explored the rooms, wide-eyed and curious. They found comfort in the warmth and safety of the house. It was a welcome change from their old, cold rental. Henry watched them with a gentle smile. He felt a sense of joy he hadn't felt in a long time. The children filled the house with laughter and noise. It was a stark contrast to the silence he had grown used to. He realized how much he had missed having people around. Lily, however, felt a mix of emotions. She was grateful for Henry's kindness, but she also felt uneasy. Accepting help was hard for her. She worried about imposing on Henry. She didn't want her children to be a burden. Her pride fought with her need for stability. That night, after the children were asleep, Lily sat with Henry in the living room. The room was cozy, lit by a soft lamp in the corner. They talked quietly, sharing bits of their lives. Lily spoke about her past, her husband leaving, and the struggles she faced as a single mother. Henry listened, nodding in understanding. He shared his own story, his wife's illness, and the emptiness that followed her death. They found common ground in their experiences of loss and resilience. In each other, they saw a reflection of their own struggles. As they talked, Lily felt a sense of relief. It was comforting to share her burdens with someone who understood. Henry's kindness was genuine, and she could see that he wanted to help without expecting anything in return. The days passed, and Lily and her children became part of Henry's daily life. They settled into a routine, with Lily helping around the house and the children attending school. Ben, the eldest, took on a protective role, helping his siblings adjust to their new surroundings. Sarah found joy in the books lining Henry's shelves. She spent hours reading, often sharing stories with her younger siblings. Michael, ever curious, asked Henry endless questions about everything. The twins, Emma and Jake, filled the house with their playful energy. Little Lucy, always smiling, brought joy to everyone with her innocent laughter. Lily began to feel more at ease. She saw the positive impact the change had on her children. They seemed happier, more relaxed. The constant worry that had clouded their lives began to lift, replaced by a sense of security. One afternoon, as Lily was folding laundry, Ben approached her. He seemed thoughtful, his young face serious. He told her how grateful he was for Henry's help. He expressed his hope that they could stay, that they could finally have a home where they felt safe. Lily hugged Ben, her heart full of emotion. She knew how much this meant to him. To all of them. She promised him they would do their best to make it work. Together, they would find a way to repay Henry's kindness. Despite the growing bond, Lily couldn't shake her inner conflict. She feared the judgment of others. The town was small, and people talked. She worried about what they were saying, about the whispers that might reach the wrong ears. She didn't want to give anyone a reason to take her children away. Henry sensed her unease. He understood her fears and wanted to reassure her. He told her that she was welcome in his home for as long as she needed. He wanted her to feel safe, to know she wasn't alone in this fight. The children, sensing the change, urged Lily to trust Henry. They saw him as a kind figure, someone who genuinely cared for them. Their voices were a chorus of hope, a reminder that sometimes it was okay to lean on others. Lily decided to take a leap of faith. She chose to trust Henry, to believe in the goodness he had shown. Her decision was not easy, but it was necessary. She knew she couldn't do this alone. She needed to let go of her fears and accept the help being offered. As the days turned into weeks, Lily and Henry's bond grew stronger. They worked together, supporting each other through daily challenges. Their shared experiences created a connection that was hard to ignore. They found comfort in each other's presence, a companionship that eased the loneliness they both felt. The town began to notice the arrangement. People talked as they always did, but Lily learned to ignore it. She focused on her children, on the life they were building together with Henry. The whispers outside couldn't touch the warmth they felt inside their home. One evening, as Lily looked out the window, she reflected on how far they had come. She thought about the uncertainty they faced before meeting Henry. Now there was hope. There was a future. Her heart was full, not just with gratitude, but with a sense of belonging. As Henry joined her at the window, they watched the sunset together. The sky was a palette of colors, a reminder of the beauty that could be found in each day. In that moment, Lily knew they had made the right choice. She was grateful for the chance to start anew, to rebuild her life with her children and with Henry. Their journey was far from over, but they were on the right path. With each step, they grew stronger, more resilient. They found strength in their shared experiences, in the family they were slowly becoming. Together, they faced the future with open hearts and a shared hope for a better tomorrow. Henry's house gradually turned into a home filled with life and laughter. Lily and her children blended into the daily rhythm, creating an atmosphere of warmth and comfort. The initial awkwardness faded, replaced by a sense of belonging. Every morning, Lily prepared breakfast while the children got ready for school. The kitchen was lively, filled with the sound of clinking dishes and cheerful chatter. Ben helped his younger siblings pack their bags, making sure everyone was ready for the day ahead. He had grown into a responsible young man, taking pride in his role as the eldest. Henry found joy in these mornings. He watched the family interact, feeling a sense of purpose. The emptiness that once filled his home was now replaced by the vibrant energy of children. Their laughter echoed through the rooms, bringing light to spaces that once felt dark. As the days passed, small but meaningful interactions deepened the bond between Henry and Lily. They talked often, sharing stories of their past and hopes for the future. Each conversation brought them closer, building a foundation of trust and understanding. Lily found solace in Henry's presence. He listened without judgment, offering support and encouragement. She felt comfortable sharing her fears and dreams, knowing he understood and cared. In return, Henry opened up about his own journey, his grief, and the healing he found in their companionship. The children, too, formed connections with Henry. Sarah, with her love for books, often discussed stories with him, eager to hear his thoughts. Michael, endlessly curious, followed Henry around, asking questions and learning new things. Emma and Jake, with their playful nature, brought laughter to his days. Little Lucy, always smiling, adored him, seeing him as a gentle figure in their lives. The town noticed the unusual arrangement. There were whispers and gossip as expected, but Henry and Lily chose to focus on the positive. They knew they were doing what was best for the children, providing them with a stable and loving environment. The opinions of others couldn't alter their resolve. One afternoon, as the children played in the yard, Lily and Henry sat on the porch, enjoying the peaceful moment. Lily watched her kids, her heart full of gratitude. She turned to Henry, expressing her thanks for his kindness and generosity. Henry shook his head, insisting that it was he who should be thankful. Their presence had transformed his life, filling it with joy and purpose. He explained how their laughter and warmth helped him heal, how they brought light back into his world. Their conversation was interrupted by the sound of the children's laughter. They watched as the kids played tag, their faces bright with happiness. It was a simple moment, but it held a profound meaning for both Lily and Henry. It was a reminder of the life they were building together, one filled with love and hope. As the sun set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Lily felt a deep sense of peace. She knew challenges lay ahead, but she also knew they would face them together. With Henry by her side, she felt stronger, more confident in their ability to overcome any obstacle. The bond between Henry and Lily continued to grow, strengthened by their shared experiences and mutual respect. They found joy in the everyday moments, in the simple pleasures of life. Whether it was cooking a meal together or watching the stars at night, each experience brought them closer. The children, sensing the growing connection, felt secure and loved. They thrived in the nurturing environment, their smiles a testament to the positive change in their lives. Despite the town's gossip, Henry and Lily remained focused on their family. They knew their situation was unique, but it worked for them. They chose to ignore the whispers, knowing that their actions spoke louder than words. Their dedication to each other and the children was evident, a testament to the strength of their bond. As the weeks turned into months, the family settled into a comfortable routine. They celebrated small victories like Lucy taking her first steps or Michael learning to ride a bike. Each milestone was a reminder of the progress they had made, of the life they were building together. Henry and Lily's relationship deepened with each passing day. They found comfort in each other's presence, a companionship that eased the loneliness they once felt. Their bond was unspoken but strong, rooted in trust and shared experiences. Together, they faced the challenges of life, drawing strength from their connection. They learned to rely on each other, to support one another through the ups and downs. Their journey was far from over, but they were ready to face whatever came their way. In the quiet moments, when the children were asleep and the house was still, Henry and Lily would sit together, reflecting on their journey. They knew they had come a long way, and they were grateful for the chance to share their lives. Their story was one of resilience and hope, a testament to the power of love and connection. It was a reminder that even in the darkest times, there was light to be found. Together, Henry and Lily built a life filled with meaning and purpose, a life they were proud to call their own. The days were filled with routine and warmth. Lily and Henry enjoyed the daily rhythm they had built together. The children were thriving in school and the house was filled with laughter. But life has a way of testing even the strongest bonds. One morning, an envelope arrived, bringing dark clouds into their sunny days. Lily picked up the mail and saw the letter. It was from Child Services. Her hands trembled as she read the words. An anonymous report was filed against her. Someone claimed she couldn't care for her children properly. Fear gripped her heart. The thought of losing her children was unbearable. Henry found Lily sitting on the porch, the letter clutched in her hands. Her face was pale, her eyes wide with fear. He sat beside her, gently asking what was wrong. She handed him the letter, unable to speak. As he read, his expression shifted from concern to determination. Henry knew the system could be harsh. He understood Lily's fear. He felt a surge of protective instinct. He promised Lily they would face this together. They would not let anyone tear their family apart. They had come too far to lose everything now. Lily felt a mix of emotions. Relief that Henry was by her side, but also a deep sense of dread. The thought of her children being taken away haunted her. She couldn't let it happen. She needed to be strong for them and for herself. The days that followed were tense. Lily and Henry prepared for the meeting with Child Services. They gathered documents, proof of the stable home they provided. They knew they had to show they were capable of caring for the children. Lily felt like she was living in a nightmare. A shadow hung over her every moment. But the support of Henry and the children gave her strength. She was not alone in this fight. Together, they would prove their worth as a family. The children sensed the tension, but they didn't fully understand. They knew something was wrong, but their parents tried to shield them from the fear. Ben, being the oldest, felt the weight of the situation. He wanted to help, to protect his siblings. Henry faced his own inner turmoil. He questioned his ability to support Lily through this crisis. His own grief resurfaced, bringing back memories of his wife's illness. He wondered if he could truly help Lily, if he was strong enough to be there for her. But every time he saw the children, he found new resolve. Their smiles, their laughter, gave him purpose. He realized that helping Lily meant helping himself. Together, they could find strength in each other. The day of the meeting arrived. Lily and Henry dressed in their best clothes, trying to present a united front. They walked into the office, hand in hand, determined to fight for their family. The social worker greeted them, her expression neutral. She explained the nature of the report, the concerns about the children's welfare. Lily listened, her heart pounding. She knew they had to prove themselves, to show that their home was a safe and loving place. Henry spoke with calm confidence. He explained how they had come together, how they supported each other. He described the positive impact the arrangement had on the children, their happiness and stability. He spoke from the heart, hoping to convey the love and care they shared. Lily added her voice, describing the changes in their lives since moving in with Henry. She talked about the children's progress in school, their joy in simple things. She wanted the social worker to see their family for what it truly was, a unit built on love and resilience. The social worker listened carefully, taking notes. Her expression softened as she heard their story. She asked questions, wanting to understand more about their lives. Lily and Henry answered honestly, their voices steady, their resolve strong. The meeting ended with a promise of follow-up visits. The social worker wanted to see the home, to meet the children. Lily felt a mix of relief and anxiety. The threat was not over, but they had taken the first step in defending their family. As they left the office, Lily and Henry felt a sense of accomplishment. They had faced the first hurdle together, and they were still standing. Their bond had been tested, but it held strong. They knew there would be more challenges ahead, but they were ready to face them. Back home, the children greeted them with hugs and questions. Lily and Henry reassured them, telling them everything would be okay. They gathered in the living room, a sense of unity and strength in their shared presence. That night, as Lily lay in bed, she reflected on the day's events. She felt a deep gratitude for Henry for his unwavering support. She knew they were on a difficult path, but she also knew they were not alone. They had each other, and that was enough. Henry, too, found comfort in the day's outcome. He realized that helping Lily and her children was a way to honor his wife's memory. She would have wanted him to find purpose, to help others in need. He felt a sense of peace, knowing he was on the right path. Together, they faced the storm within, drawing strength from their shared experiences. They knew the journey was far from over, but they were ready to face whatever came their way. They had built a family, a home filled with love and hope, and they would do whatever it took to protect it. The days after the meeting with child services were filled with awaiting tension. Lily and Henry did their best to carry on with normal life, but the upcoming home visit loomed large in their minds. Despite the stress, they focused on making sure the children were happy and secure. The town, as small towns do, was buzzing with gossip. Some people whispered about Lily and Henry's unusual arrangement, passing judgment without knowing the full story. Others were more sympathetic, recognizing the effort they put into building a stable home. Lily tried to ignore the gossip, but it was hard. Every sideways glance at the grocery store felt like a question. Every hushed conversation seemed to be about them. She worried about the impact of these rumors on the child services visit. She feared that the town's whispers could sway the opinion of the social worker, creating more challenges for their family. Henry noticed Lily's worry and did his best to reassure her. He reminded her that they were doing everything right, providing a loving and supportive environment for the children. He believed that the truth of their situation would shine through, regardless of what others said. Amidst the uncertainty, a surprising ally emerged. Mrs. Harper, their neighbor, knocked on their door one afternoon. She was an elderly woman with a kind face and a warm smile. Lily was hesitant at first, unsure of the reason for her visit, but Mrs. Harper quickly put her at ease. Mrs. Harper explained that she had heard some of the town gossip and wanted to offer her support. She had faced her own share of hardships, raising her children alone after her husband passed away. She understood the challenges Lily was facing and wanted to help. Lily was touched by Mrs. Harper's kindness. They sat together over cups of tea, sharing stories of resilience and strength. Mrs. Harper offered advice and words of encouragement, reminding Lily that she was not alone in her struggle. Henry joined them, grateful for Mrs. Harper's support. He recognized the importance of community, both the good and the bad. Her visit was a reminder that not all the town's whispers were negative. There were people willing to stand by them, to offer help and understanding. Mrs. Harper's support became a turning point for Lily. She realized that while some people gossiped, others were willing to see beyond the rumors. She felt a renewed sense of hope, knowing she had allies in unexpected places. As the day of the home visit approached, Lily and Henry prepared their home. They wanted to show the social worker the love and care that filled their lives. They cleaned and organized, making sure everything was in order. The children sensed the importance of the visit and helped out, eager to contribute in any way they could. On the day of the visit, Mrs. Harper stopped by to offer her support once more. She brought cookies for the children, a simple gesture that brought smiles to their faces. Her presence was a comfort to both Lily and Henry, a reminder that they were not facing this challenge alone. When the social worker arrived, Lily and Henry greeted her warmly. They showed her around the house, pointing out the children's bedrooms, the play area, and the family photos that adorned the walls. They wanted her to see the love and stability they had created. The social worker took her time, observing and asking questions. The children chatted with her, their natural charm and honesty shining through. They spoke about their school, their friends, and the things they loved about their home. Their words were genuine, a testament to the positive environment Lily and Henry had built. Mrs. Harper joined them for part of the visit, offering her perspective as their neighbor. She spoke about the changes she had seen, the happiness in the children's faces, and the dedication of Lily and Henry. Her words carried weight, adding credibility to their story. The visit ended with the social worker expressing her appreciation for their cooperation. She would need to review her notes and complete her report, but she assured them that she had seen a loving and supportive home. Lily and Henry felt a wave of relief wash over them. They had done their best to show the truth of their lives, and they hoped it would be enough. The children, sensing the tension lift, returned to their usual play, their laughter filling the house once more. As the evening settled in, Lily and Henry sat together, reflecting on the day's events. They felt grateful for Mrs. Harper's support and the strength they had found in each other. The experience had brought them closer, reinforcing the bond they shared. Lily realized that the power of community could be both harmful and healing. While some people chose to judge, others chose to support. She understood that focusing on the positive voices was key to overcoming the challenges they faced. Henry, too, felt a renewed sense of purpose. He saw the impact of their efforts, the difference they were making in the children's lives. He knew that the road ahead might still hold challenges, but they were ready to face them together. In the quiet of the evening, as the children slept and the house was still, Lily and Henry found peace in each other's presence. They knew they had come a long way, and they were proud of the family they had become. Their journey was a testament to resilience and hope, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, love and understanding could prevail. With each passing day, they grew stronger, more connected, and more determined to protect the life they had built together. The days following the home visit brought a sense of calm to Lily and Henry's lives. They had faced a significant challenge and emerged stronger. The support from Mrs. Harper and the positive response from the social worker gave them hope. They felt more confident in the stability of their home and their ability to provide for the children. But Henry knew that relying on hope alone wasn't enough. They needed a plan to ensure long-term security for Lily and her children. He wanted to do more than just provide shelter. He wanted to help them build a future where they could thrive, not just survive. One afternoon, as Henry was reading the local newspaper, he came across an article about a community program. It was designed to help families in need, offering resources and support to improve their living conditions. The program included workshops on budgeting, job training, and legal assistance. Henry felt a surge of excitement. This could be the opportunity they needed. Henry shared the news with Lily. They sat together at the kitchen table, the newspaper spread out between them. Lily read the article, her eyes widening with interest. The program seemed like a perfect fit for their situation. It offered the tools they needed to create a stable and secure future for the children. Lily felt a mix of hope and gratitude. She was eager to learn new skills and gain the knowledge needed to support her family. She saw this as a chance to regain her independence, to stand on her own feet while still counting on Henry's support. Together, they decided to apply for the program. They filled out the necessary paperwork, gathering the documents required for their application. The process was straightforward, but it required time and attention to detail. They worked side by side, double-checking every form, ensuring everything was in order. The waiting period was nerve-wracking, but they remained hopeful. They knew this opportunity could change their lives, offering a path to security and stability. While they waited, they continued. Emma Matthews enjoyed the routine she had built in Willow Creek. Her days were filled with teaching, and her time outside school was spent with friends and the community. She felt content and happy with her life. The bonds she had formed with the townspeople and Nathan Reed were strong and reassuring. One afternoon, while Emma was teaching, the sky began to darken. Thick clouds gathered and a strong wind picked up. The children looked nervously out the windows. Emma tried to keep them focused on their lessons, but she felt a sense of unease growing inside her. By late afternoon, the storm hit with full force. Rain poured down and the wind howled. The schoolhouse shook slightly with each gust. Tended together, eager to learn and grow. They absorbed information about budgeting, job skills, and legal rights. Each session empowered them, giving them the tools to improve their situation. Lily discovered a passion for learning. She was eager to apply the new skills, finding ways to stretch their budget and manage their resources more effectively. Emma remained calm for the children, reassuring them that they were safe inside. She led them in songs and stories to keep their spirits up. As the storm raged, Emma's thoughts drifted to the rest of the town. She hoped everyone was safe and secure. She worried about the damage the storm might cause. The rain continued to fall, relentless and heavy. When the school day ended, Emma helped the children prepare to go home. Some parents arrived to pick them up, braving the storm to ensure their children were safe. Emma was relieved to see them. She stayed until the last child left, ensuring everyone was accounted for. As Emma stepped outside, she saw the extent of the storm's impact. The streets were flooded, and some buildings had suffered damage. She pulled her coat tightly around her, bracing against the wind and rain. Her thoughts turned to Nathan and Sarah, hoping they were all right. Emma made her way to the boarding house, navigating the flooded streets with care. The storm showed no signs of letting up, and she was soaked by the time she reached her destination. She was relieved to find Sarah and Nathan safe inside. The boarding house had weathered the storm well, though some windows had rattled in the wind. Sarah greeted Emma with a warm towel and a reassuring smile. Emma felt grateful for the warmth and safety of the house. Nathan and Sarah shared news of the storm's damage around town. Several buildings had suffered roof damage, and the main street was littered with debris. The community would need to come together to repair and rebuild. The next morning, the storm had passed, leaving behind a clear sky and a town in need of repair. Emma joined the townspeople as they assessed the damage. She saw the resilience of the community as they began to clean up and make repairs. Emma offered her help wherever it was needed. She worked alongside the townspeople, clearing debris and offering support. The spirit of cooperation was strong, and Emma felt proud to be part of the community. Nathan was busy at the blacksmith shop repairing tools and equipment damaged by the storm. Despite the extra work, he remained steady and focused. Emma admired his dedication and was grateful for his support. The schoolhouse had also suffered some damage. Emma and a group of volunteers worked to repair the roof and clean up the interior. The children were eager to return, and Emma wanted to ensure the school was ready for them. As the community came together, Emma saw the strength and unity of Willow Creek. People helped each other without hesitation, and there was a shared sense of purpose. Emma felt more connected to the town than ever. Nathan and Emma continued to support each other during the recovery efforts. Their bond grew stronger as they worked side by side. Emma appreciated Nathan's quiet strength and the unspoken understanding they shared. As the town began to recover, life slowly returned to normal. The schoolhouse reopened, and Emma welcomed the children. It was from someone else. She was touched by their enthusiasm and eagerness to learn. Emma's relationship with Nathan deepened during this time. They had faced the storm and its aftermath together, strengthening their connection. Emma felt a deep sense of gratitude for Nathan's presence in her life. One evening, as they sat on the porch of the boarding house, Emma reflected on her events. She shared her thoughts. Claire insisted she acted out of concern, but her actions. Nathan listened, his eyes conveying. Lily needed treatment. Emma realized. Henry noticed Lily's distress when she hung up. He sat beside her, overcome them with the support. Conversation with him, her voice shaky. Henry listened, his heart aching for her. He understood the pain of family betrayal, the sting of being misunderstood by those who should know you best. Lily struggled to understand Claire's actions. She wondered if her sister truly believed she was helping or if she just wanted to interfere. The thought of Claire's intentions being genuine was both comforting and infuriating. Lily knew she had to confront these feelings to find peace and clarity for herself and her children. Meanwhile, Henry faced his own demons. Memories of his wife surfaced unbidden. He found himself thinking of her more often, the guilt of moving on lingering in his mind. He worried that by building a new life with Lily, he was somehow betraying his wife's memory. One evening, as they sat together after the children were asleep, Henry opened up to Lily. He shared his feelings of guilt, the weight he carried for moving forward. He spoke of his wife's illness, the helplessness he felt watching her suffer. He admitted he sometimes questioned whether he deserved happiness after such a loss. Lily listened, her heart aching for Henry. She saw the pain in his eyes, the struggle to balance his past with their present. She understood his fear of letting go, of embracing a future that didn't include his wife. With tenderness, Lily reassured him. She reminded him that moving forward didn't mean forgetting. It meant honoring his wife's memory by living fully, by finding joy and purpose in each day. She told him that his wife would want him to be happy, to find love and companionship again. Their conversation was a turning point. It allowed them both to confront their pasts, to acknowledge the pain and find a path toward healing. They realized that by sharing their burdens, they were stronger together. Lily knew she needed to address things with Claire. She decided to meet her to talk face to face. She wanted to understand her sister's motives, to find a way to move past the hurt. Henry supported her decision, knowing how important it was for her to find closure. The meeting with Claire was emotional. Lily expressed her feelings, the fear and betrayal she had felt from the report. Claire listened, her expression a mix of regret and love. She explained that she had acted out of concern, believing the rumors without seeking the truth. She apologized, acknowledging the pain she had caused. Hearing Claire's side, Lily felt a sense of relief. She understood her sister's actions, though misguided, came from a place of love. They talked openly, clearing the air and rebuilding their bond. Lily forgave Claire, knowing it was the only way to truly move forward. Back home, Lily shared the meeting with Henry. She felt lighter, as if a weight had been lifted from her shoulders. The confrontation with her sister had been difficult, but it was necessary. It allowed her to let go of the anger and focus on the future. Henry, too, felt a sense of peace. He understood that his wife's memory would always be a part of him, but it was okay to embrace new beginnings. With Lily's support, he found the strength to let go of the guilt and cherish the happiness they were building together. Their journey was one of healing and growth. They learned to confront their pasts, to face the demons that haunted them. Together, they found a path forward, one filled with hope and love. The children sensed the change in their parents. They felt the renewed energy and optimism in the house. Their home was a place of laughter and warmth, a haven of security and love. As Lily and Henry continued to build their life together, they knew challenges would still arise. But they were ready to face them hand in hand with open hearts and a shared commitment to their family. Their story was a testament to resilience and forgiveness, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, love could lead the way. Together, they created a life filled with promise, a future they were excited to embrace. With the weight of their pasts lifted, Lily and Henry felt a renewed sense of purpose. They wanted to create a future that was not only secure but also fulfilling. Emma found solace in her relationship with Nathan. His quiet presence was a source of comfort and stability. They spent time together, their bond deepening with each shared moment. Emma felt grateful for Nathan's unwavering support. They knew they needed a plan to achieve long-term stability and happiness for their family. One evening, as they sat on the porch watching the sunset, Henry brought up an idea. He suggested they start a small business together. It would be something they could build as a family, involving the children and teaching them the value of hard work and creativity. Lily was intrigued. She liked the idea of working on something meaningful, something that could provide for their family and bring them joy. They brainstormed ideas, considering their skills and passions. Lily had always loved cooking, and Henry had a knack for gardening. They decided to start a small catering business focusing on homemade meals and fresh ingredients. It was a perfect blend of their talents, and they felt excited about the possibilities. The children were thrilled when they heard the news. Ben, ever responsible, offered to help with deliveries and managing orders. Sarah, with her love of books, suggested they write a family recipe book to share their creations. Michael, curious as always, wanted to learn everything about cooking and gardening. Emma and Jake were eager to help with anything, their enthusiasm infectious. Even little Lucy clapped her hands in delight, sensing the excitement in the air. They began planning in earnest. They transformed their kitchen into a workspace, experimenting with recipes and testing flavors. Henry worked in the garden, growing fresh herbs and vegetables for their dishes. The children helped with the preparations, each contributing in their own way. The community program had taught them valuable skills, and they were eager to apply them. They created a business plan, set a budget, and outlined their goals. They knew it would take time and effort, but they were committed to making it work. The town was curious about their venture. Some people were skeptical, doubting their ability to succeed. But others were supportive, eager to see what they would create. Mrs. Harper, their neighbor and friend, offered to spread the word, sharing their flyers with her friends and family. Their first catering event was a small community gathering. They prepared simple dishes, focusing on quality and taste. The children helped with the setup, arranging tables and greeting guests with smiles. Lily felt a mix of nerves and excitement, hoping their efforts would be well received. As the event began, the guests sampled their food, curious and eager to taste the homemade offerings. The response was overwhelmingly positive. People complimented the flavors and presentation, asking about their business and expressing interest in future orders. Lily and Henry felt a surge of pride and relief. Their hard work was paying off. The success of the event boosted their confidence. They received several inquiries for future catering opportunities, and their business began to grow. They found joy in working together, in creating something that brought happiness to others. The children thrived in the new environment. They learned valuable skills from budgeting and planning to cooking and customer service. They felt proud of their contributions, knowing they were part of something special. As the business grew, so did their sense of community. They connected with local farmers and suppliers, forming partnerships that supported their venture. They found allies in unexpected places, people who believed in their dream and wanted to help them succeed. The town's perception of Lily and Henry began to change. People saw their dedication and hard work, recognizing the positive impact they had on the community. The whispers of doubt and judgment faded, replaced by admiration and respect. Their journey was far from easy. They faced challenges and setbacks, learning from each mistake and celebrating each victory. But through it all, they remained committed to their vision, driven by a desire to create a better life for their family. The passion was strong. Lily and Henry's bond grew stronger with each passing day. They found joy in their shared achievements, in the life they were building together. Their story was one of resilience and determination, a testament to the power of love and community. The children, too, felt the impact of their family's journey. They understood the value of hard work and perseverance, lessons that would guide them in their own lives. They felt secure and loved, knowing they were part of a family that would always support them. As they continued to build their business, Lily and Henry felt a sense of fulfillment they hadn't known before. They were creating a legacy, something that would provide for their family and inspire others. Their story was a reminder that even in the face of adversity, dreams could become reality. With love, support, and determination, they had transformed their lives and created a future filled with hope and promise. Together, they faced each new day with optimism, ready to embrace whatever challenges and opportunities came their way. They had built more than a business. They had built a life filled with meaning and purpose, a life they were proud to share with their children and their community. Time passed, and Lily and Henry's business flourished. Their catering service became a beloved part of the community. People came to rely on their delicious meals for events and gatherings. The family worked together seamlessly, each member contributing to the success of their venture. The children were growing quickly. Ben was becoming a young man, his sense of responsibility deepening. He managed deliveries and handled orders with ease. Sarah's love of books and writing led to a popular family recipe book, which they sold at events. Michael continued to ask questions, his curiosity driving him to learn more about cooking and gardening. Emma and Jake, still full of energy, helped with whatever needed doing, from setting tables to taste testing new dishes. Even Lucy, now a toddler, enjoyed being in the kitchen, her laughter a constant reminder of joy. The sense of accomplishment was palpable in their home. Lily and Henry often reflected on how far they had come, from the uncertainty of their first meeting to the thriving life they had built together. They felt grateful for the support they received from their community and the strength they found in each other. To celebrate their success and thank the community, they decided to host a special event. It would be a chance to showcase their business and express gratitude to everyone who had supported their journey. They planned a community picnic at the local park, inviting friends, neighbors, and clients to join them for a day of food and fun. The preparations for the event were a family affair. The children helped plan the menu, choosing their favorite dishes to share. They spent days cooking and organizing, ensuring everything was perfect. The excitement in the house was contagious, each person eager to contribute to the special day. As the day of the picnic arrived, the park buzzed with activity. Tables were set with colorful tablecloths, and the aroma of delicious food filled the air. Lily and Henry greeted guests with warm smiles, their hearts full of gratitude. They were touched by the turnout, seeing so many familiar faces eager to celebrate with them. The picnic was a success. Guests enjoyed the food, mingling and sharing stories. Children played games on the grass, their laughter echoing through the park. The atmosphere was one of joy and camaraderie, a testament to the strong sense of community they had built. During the event, Lily and Henry took a moment to address their guests. They thanked everyone for their support, expressing how much it meant to their family. They spoke of their journey, the challenges they had faced, and the strength they found in each other. Their words were heartfelt, resonating with those who knew their story. As the night deepened, Emma and Nathan sat in comfortable silence. Their hearts were full, and their spirits were strong. Emma knew she had found her home in Willow Creek, a place where she could thrive and grow. Emma's journey was far from over, but she was ready for whatever lay ahead. The community responded with applause and cheers, a show of solidarity and appreciation for Lily and Henry's hard work. It was a moment of validation, a reminder that their efforts had not gone unnoticed. As the day wound down, Lily and Henry found a quiet moment to reflect. They sat together, watching the sunset paint the sky in vibrant colors. They felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing they had created something meaningful not just for their family but for their community as well. Their journey had been one of resilience and growth, a testament to the power of love and determination. They had faced challenges with courage, finding strength in each other and in the support of those around them. Together, they had built a life filled with hope, love, and promise. In that moment, Henry turned to Lily, his heart full. He spoke of his love for her, expressing how grateful he was for the life they had built together. He asked if she would consider making their partnership official, not out of necessity, but out of genuine love and respect. Lily felt her heart swell with emotion. She had found not only a partner in Henry but a true companion, someone who understood and supported her in every way. She said yes, her voice filled with joy and certainty. Their decision was a natural progression of their journey, a celebration of the love and connection they shared. It was a promise to continue building their life together, to face whatever the future held with open hearts and unwavering support for each other. The community picnic became more than just a celebration of their business. It was a celebration of their love, their family, and the community that had embraced them. It was a day of new beginnings, the start of another chapter in their shared story. As the last guests left and the park grew quiet, Lily and Henry held hands, looking forward to the future. They had built a foundation of love and trust, a life filled with laughter, purpose, and hope. Together, they were ready to embrace whatever came next, knowing they had each other and a community that stood by their side. Their story was a testament to the power of choosing love and family against all odds. It was a reminder that with resilience, support, and determination, dreams could become reality. Lily and Henry's journey was just beginning, and they were excited to see where it would lead. If you loved the story, like the video and subscribe, where Sarah greeted them with a smile. Emma felt a deep sense of gratitude for the Reed siblings. They had become like family to her, offering support and kindness when she needed it most. That evening, Emma joined Sarah and Nathan for dinner. They shared stories and laughter, enjoying the warmth of each other's company. Emma felt a sense of belonging, knowing she was surrounded by people who cared for her. After dinner, Emma and Nathan sat on the porch watching the stars twinkle in the night sky. The air was cool and the world was quiet. Emma leaned against Nathan, feeling content and at peace. Emma thought about how much her life had changed since arriving in Willow Creek. She had faced challenges, but she had also found love and purpose. Emma felt proud of her journey and the strength she had discovered within herself. Nathan's presence was a constant reminder of the love and support she had found. Emma knew she had found something special with him, a bond that was unspoken yet profound. She felt grateful for every moment they shared. As they sat together, Emma felt a wave of happiness and gratitude.